It's Mr. Bear Productions presenting Meow! Woof! Thursday fun on a very snowy day, and I'm working all weekend. And it's going to snow all weekend, which kind of proves human-caused climate change is a made-up story to get scientists rich. However, you have to go along with human-caused climate change because otherwise you might get a bit of trouble. Yes, kids, we don't want Greta to be upset. And also, we don't want the planet to be trashed for our children, our grandchildren, but some people don't really care. Now, I got some advice about how to do my videos from Uncle Al, and it's important advice. I take in the spirit that it was delivered, and I'm going to share it for all you creators out there in YouTubey land, because Uncle Al is the real deal.
Boys and girls, this is your old pal, Uncle Al. Hi, I'm you too. Now, this is going to be a story time. It's a video response to Hubbles Cap. Now, I do recommend check out Hubbles Cap's channel. He has 2 channels. Please check it out. Now,
Thanks for the shout out.
Hubbles Cap likes to talk about environmental damage and mankind's pollution.
To quote a very famous Canadian, people kind. Anyway, that was a joke he made. But anyways, mankind's a very old-fashioned term, Uncle Al. It kind of excludes 52% of the human species. And I actually blame women for a lot of the damage that we have on the planet.
On climate change. I totally agree with them. I'm not against it.
Cool, you totally agree with me. You're not against it. But
some days he oversells it.
what? Oversells it? I don't know. How can you oversell humanity's imminent destruction? I guess there's other things to sell. Can't think of any.
Now, if you want, you could check out my playlist section
Sex playlist?
called Aliens, UFOs, and Weird Thoughts.
Okay. Where is it?
Please check it out. They have a section. I don't know where. Excuse me, a little sip. You see, Uncle Al doesn't use a paper cup. I bring my own cup.
Yeah, Sickle Use is killing the planet and causing a huge amount of human suffering and animal suffering. So, good on you, Uncle Al. I hope the cup's not from China with lead glaze, though.
Now, Hubbles Cat has a bad habit of telling people a lot of stuff.
That's true, Uncle Al. I tend to assume my audience is as smart as you are.
Now, Uncle Al doesn't do that for 2 reasons. I don't like to preach like that.
Telling people a lot of information isn't preaching, Uncle Al. They can figure out what they want to take from the video or not. Really, I don't believe we should dumb down stuff. I really don't.
Now, I like to humor people or, tell people that, yeah, I'm just your crazy old uncle. You don't have to listen to me if necessary.
If you've ever studied sociology or psychology, Uncle Al, you know there's such a thing as transference. And you'll also know that there's also the ability of self-delusional perception.
But Uncle Al, people always listen to you, and then they see Hubbles Cat and they get turned off and run away.
I'm not altogether sure that's true. As far as I can tell, we've only ever appeared on videos like this. But if people are running away, Uncle Al, what you need to do is run after them and say, why are you running away? I don't think blaming on me is exactly fair. I haven't really attacked your channel, ever. Have I?
True, Ernie. But a lot of people don't realize that waving knives, wearing the top hat, talking to stuffed animals is all act.
It is? It's the best part of your channel.
Now, Hubbles Cat, on the other hand, he has science.
Yeah, I do. What's science ever given anybody anyway, right? Oh, cell phones, planes, air conditioning, cheap books, inks, you name it. Science has given us every part of everything that we currently experience in our world. And even when we go into the nature, generally speaking, we're doing it from a position of science.
Now, let me tell you one thing about science, folks. Dunning and Kruger effect.
Whilst this is true, I would also argue that there is such a thing as paradigm shifting within science, that you do get a substantial normalcy bias, and then eventually the rebels break through and it becomes orthodoxy, and the cycle continues. Much like YouTube, much like anything else.
This affects stupid people a lot, and this affects a lot of scientists. A lot of scientists.
Generally speaking, scientists aren't stupid in any measure of them at all. So I'm not quite sure where you're going with this. The Dunning-Kruger effect is mostly associated with extreme political and religious views, such as a firm belief that President Trump isn't actually a criminal and hasn't actually had molestation of women throughout his life, and is actually a billionaire, and is actually draining the swamp, and is actually building a wall for things other than personal financial gain. But, you know, every side has its point of view. The point of the bit is, for me, is that I am aware of the fact that I am biased towards human-caused climate change, and I try to, on a regular basis, visit sites and research documents, of which there are very few, to try and actually see contra points of view to what I hold, because that's called being an open human being. And I'm pretty transparent about what I found, which is a load of garbage, a load of stupidity, and I pass it along. And no, it doesn't make people feel warm and cuddly when they get challenged, but I'm not here to make people feel warm and cuddly, Uncle Al. I leave that to you.
Also corporations and every other media group. This is story time. I'm saving power, so I'm saving the planet. This right here is running off of a 12-volt battery hooked up to a light bulb, LED. Okay?
Good for you, Uncle Al. It's important we each and every one of us do little bits to make ourselves more self-reliant and also less resource hungry and dependent on corporations, because it makes us feel good, good for the planet, and the only people that get hurt are mega rich shareholders. So good for you. Fight the man and the woman.
So I'm not making carbon footprint. Unfortunately, Hubbles Cat doesn't pee in a jug. Doesn't eat a true base plant diet. I do eat rotten foods, not always meat. HC or Hubbles Cap. I do eat natto. I eat tofu. I eat other stuff that are rotten. A lot of people don't want to hear at night.
To be frank, you're kind of losing me there. No, I don't eat meat. Kale is the new beef, okay? And I'm glad to hear that you're embracing a plant-based diet, because science shows that it's the way to go.
So let's think about it. Cognitive bias. Now, if you took sociology or psychology, you understand that term. Now, Uncle Alan only has half a brain. That's why I have 2 MRIs this week. And also on Monday, I'm getting an ultrasound. Really happy about that.
Well, there goes your carbon footprint saving for the week, I guess, Uncle Al. But the good news is you get to pay for it. Or are you sponging off the state? In Canada, we all contribute to the state and we all have health care for ourselves. But I believe in the States is a little different. Some people sponge off everybody else and everybody else has to pay for it. I don't really understand American healthcare. I don't think Americans really understand it. Anyway, that was all from Uncle Al. It was done in the best possible taste and for humour. Sometimes Uncle Al just self-parodies himself and I don't think he realises it. I love you, Uncle Al. Get over there, watch his channel. He has a great unicorn and he has a lot of great stuff to share about survivalism, but don't call him a prepper.
Did it have anything to do with the fact that Wall Street spent billions of dollars on lobbying and campaign contributions? Well, some people might think, yeah, that had some influence.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Did I scare you?
You scared the hell out of me.
Now we're going to talk about the serious issue.
More than half young black men do not graduate high school, which is a direct pipeline for an industrial prison complex.
You got it. All right, you give him my speech, Jim.
In 1988, your candidacy as a third-party candidate cost the Democrats a congressional seat and sent a Republican instead.
That wasn't accurate. I came in second. The Democrat was the spoiler, not me.
Well, I think that's probably a record for triggering people, but I'm going to always try and do more and more triggering, because triggering means you go, and then go, why am I angry? And figure out stuff, and maybe see things from a different light. Speaking of which, 2 of my favourite people on YouTube, my all-time favourite people, is James from Old School with a Modern Twist, and Praxis Prepper. Now, Praxis is building a home, and he's encountering some vertical challenges there, and James actually decided to show off a bunch of axes, and that was a great idea, but unfortunately he did it in the house sitting down, so there was a slight problem with that. But hopefully James is okay, and what a beautiful axe. So there'll be more of an extended version of this than I would normally do for the humour, because it's a beautiful piece of work. Now Praxis is going to show us how to climb ladders, because let's face it, we all need to know how to climb ladders.
It fits perfect. We've already had it on there several times, but we're going to show you here that fits on there good. Looks good on there, I think. The wife likes it. And I like it. But kind of give you some idea. Kind of protect that edge and kind of keep the rust off the axe there, but to kind of show you what it looks like. Sorry about that, but worked out beautiful, just beautiful.
The video is just going to time out while I'm up there, but you guys can watch if you like and see if I could fall. You know, there's some drama and some excitement there. So I'm going to go up. I'm not going to hide the fact that I'm afraid of heights. I'm going to go up slowly and like a coward. I really don't like heights. I'll let you know exactly when I start feeling uncomfortable. I'm okay here. I figured I could jump to the ground, I'd be fine. Here I'm starting to feel like I gotta be a little careful. And you know, right around here I'm getting scared. So I'm gonna keep going up and I'm gonna start trimming this guy. Up on top of the roof I put some nailer boards that are kind of like a ladder that I can climb on up there.
As far as I know, somebody stole the ladder and Praxis is still up there. But anyway, house is looking good. Meanwhile, Cheryl, a lovely lady and beautiful channel, and Brandon and everybody else got together and ate a whole bunch of candies on film. And I guess this is prepping ASMR.
They are actually flat.
Oh, it's hot.
Okay. Oh.
I
Okay.
haven't even gotten mine open.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay.
So fast. It doesn't last long.
It doesn't last
It
long,
doesn't.
no. But it's got a very, you
Wasabi
can
peas.
taste the seaweed.
Wasabi peas are fast.
Yeah.
Like they burn fast and it lasts a while.
I can see why these are Sunny Jay's favorite. These are,
They are
really good.
And the heat doesn't last very long. So like.
Oh no. Half a second and it's gone, but it's so intense.
I know.
It's a very hot flavor.
Especially
I
if
like-
you go right on your tongue.
I like
But it
hot
goes
stuff.
away very
Yeah.
quickly.
I really like
First
hot
hit your
stuff.
tongue, it's like, oh my gosh. And then
But then it has very strong seaweed flavor.
And now for our regularly featured animal section, because being a cat, I like to promote people's animals. Folks, hope you enjoyed that. The Uncle Al segment was extended, and I didn't edit any of his at all. I just clipped mine into it. And it was done from love and appreciation for the good things he brings to my life and to your life. But sometimes you just have to bite back. Kitty's got claws! Anyway, I'm sorry if it was too scientific, and I'm sorry if I go on too much, and I'm sorry if I give you too much information. It is what it is. However, speaking of science, got that song in my head now, I won't sing it because it'll go into your head. Science, Brad from Full Spectrum Survival, has been following recent scientific developments. Now, Uncle Al would say that he's suffering from the Kruger effect, and there's no such thing as infectious disease. Anyway, have a great weekend, have fun, hope you enjoyed this, hope it wasn't too dull, really still a bit pressure for time, I am working on it, take it easy, toodles.
The age of an apocalypse is upon us.
This has been a Bad Terrier production, 2019. You can't get good bull terriers anywhere, can you?